Happy Sunday, YouTube. It's me, barstowmama, and today I am going to show you how to make what's called a no-knead raisin cinnamon bread. Okay, what you will need is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. You'll need a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. Hope you can see that. 1½ teaspoons of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/2 cup of raisins, but I put more in there, so this is more like 3/4 cup raisins. And 1 3/4 cups of water. You'll probably only use 1 1/2, but I always have more. So what you're going to do is take all your dry ingredients, your yeast, salt, cinnamon, and you're going to take and kind of mix it around with your hands like this. Make sure everything gets nice and mixed in there. Okay? Then you're going to take your raisins, put those in, kind of unbunch them. Last is your water. Now, with the water, you're still gonna stir it up with your hands like this until all your dry ingredient is moistened. Add a little more water at a time. If you see that this isn't, hope you can see, you need more water to get it all together. You don't want to overwork your dough. But you want it all moistened up. And that is all. Then, you're going to get all the goo off your hands. Which is easier said than done. Cover it with plastic wrap, but I use a plate because it fit on top. And then place it somewhere warm, which in my case is going to be on top of my refrigerator. Okay, we're going to come back in 12 to 16 hours to see just how it's risen, and then we'll discuss the rest of this recipe later. See you in a little while. Bye. Okay, this is my no-knead bread dough starting to rise. It was just a little bit like right about here. When I started, it sort of doubled. And by tomorrow morning, it should push the top of the plate off. Yeah. Okay. We will look at it in the morning. Good night. Hi, everybody. It's like, well, it's late. This is how high the bread has risen. I wonder if something's wrong with my yeast. Normally it's popping the top off, but no, we're gonna worry about that in a little while, because as soon as it's time, we have to do the second rising. I'm going back to bed. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Alright, YouTube, it's barstowmama this morning, and we are going to continue where we left off with the bread making. And as you can see, I'm walking around because it's early. But I have to get this in the oven because my kids like their raisin bread. Okay. Oops. No. Let's move this over. This is what it looks like the next day. I'm going to spread this flour out on my cutting board because it's a very wet dough. And I'm going to let it just fall on out. Come on, baby. So you can see the gluten as it falls. I hope you all can see the gluten as it fell. It's going to be a small loaf. Okay. I'll scrape out the inside of the bowl. Same. Use a silicone scraper. Well, that's what I'm using. I have a dough scraper, but this was the one I grabbed. Alright. Okay. And then what we're going to do, I have a little bit of flour here. I'll sprinkle a little on the top because it is very moist. Let's do it this way. Spread it out like this. Whoops. That may have been too much right there. Oh, brother. This is for the second proofing. This dough has to rise again for about an hour to an hour and a half. And the way I do that is a little more flour. Oh yes, it will suck the flour up. Alright. Stretching it out this way and moving it, folding it in thirds. Taking this part over here, stretch it out, fold it in. Taking from the top, stretch it out a little bit, fold it over. Need some flour. At the bottom, same thing. Pull, bring it over to the top. Here's my bread proofing towel. And what we do is we take the dough and flip it upside down. So that part that got flipped over from top to bottom is going to be on the bottom. Flour in the, I have to liberally flour the inside of the towel. Put this in like that. There we go, baby. And this little thing of love will rise for another hour. And I'll give it an hour and a half because I'm still tired. Shoot. Okay. Cover it up. And what you want to do is at about the halfway point when this is done rising. If I'm going to let this rise for an hour and a half, at 45-minute point, or I should say, I'm sorry, at the 1 hour mark, I will turn on the oven to 500 degrees. And this pot you see right here, this pot right here, is what I bake the bread in. This pot will go into the oven, minus these little black things here, because this just stops the lid from going bang. The pot goes in with the lid at 500 degrees for half an hour. When this is done rising for the second time, we'll get back to the next step. Okay? So just remember, pot at about the 60-minute mark, turn on your oven to 500 degrees, put the pot and the lid inside together for half an hour. It should be nice and hot when you come back. By the way, this right here will have to come off because it's plastic. And this plastic is only good up to 400 degrees. So I will take this off before it goes into the oven. And we will continue from that point on. So here we have the little bread thingy. And I will see you guys in about 60 minutes. Bye. Hi YouTube. Okay, the oven, I'm sorry, is set to bake at, there we go, 500 degrees. Also, remember what I said about the lid of the pot? I had to take the plastic out because it would melt. And here's the pot itself. It's cast iron, inlaid with porcelain. It's called a Dutch oven, plain and simple. Okay, so we're gonna put that in the oven. Here we go. And this thing weighs as much as I do, believe me. Okay, there goes the pot. And the lid. Oops, let me turn it sideways. Oops, I'm sorry. I forgot you all were here. Okay. Pot's in, top's on. Okay, we're good. Half an hour to go. And see, bread is still doing okay in here. Let's see what it looks like. Second proofing's almost up in a half an hour. And it's gotten a little bit bigger. Whoops. Okay, there you go. I'm putting it back on the tripod. This handheld stuff is for the birds. Okay, be back in a half an hour. Bye. Okay, everybody, it's time to put the bread into the oven. And as you can see, whoa, hot. Well, you can't see it, but I can. And it's hot. Okay. And, whew, believe it or not, I'm going to spray a little of this in here, just so we do not stick on the bottom, which, gee, I don't know if it would or wouldn't. Since I do the dishes, I don't want to hear about it. Okay. Here's the dough. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? And I'm going to just plop that right in there, because there's no other way to make it nice. Alright. I'm going to put the top on. Whoa! Whew! Alright, closing up. And that will be it. We'll let that go for 30 minutes. Setting the timer back here somewhere. When that 30 minutes is up, then you take the top off and you let it bake for the final 15. So, I know this is a long process, but see, really, what is it? 12 hours, and this is only, what, 15-minute video. You'll be alright. Okay, we'll be back in 30 minutes. Bye. Okay, we're at the 30-minute mark. I have to take the lid off of the bread and let it finish baking. At the end of this video, when you do see the bread, I have something kind of funny to tell you, but okay. I have to take the lid off, so here we go. Oh, brother. Hot. Yep. That's not good. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot. Really hot. And it's actually done, to tell you the truth. But, and it hasn't even been in that long. Oh well, let's take it out. You see it? Right there? Okay. This bread, when I put it into the oven, I put it in upside down. So this bread does not look like it's supposed to, but it doesn't look that bad. It's too small. The split that should be on top going this way is not there, but we'll see how it tastes in about half an hour. That's live video for you. Be back in a little while. Bye. Alright, YouTube, we're going to cut into this loaf of bread. We're going to see how it turned out. Yeah. Woohoo. Now, even though I made the mistake of not putting it in the right way, hopefully that won't make a difference in taste. It just made a difference in presentation. And of course you should let your bread cool off. But since this one freaked me out, I have to look at it. Not bad. There There you go. I think it looks good. And it's going to taste good as far as I'm concerned. It better taste good. But the next time I make bread, I'll just make a regular loaf of plain white bread or sourdough. My family's still waiting on the sourdough bread. But anyway, that's the end of my bread. And yes, I made a few mistakes, and that's what live camera will do for you. See, I could have come back and had done it the right way, but it would have taken another couple of days, and you never would have known. But why? Why do that? Yes, I made a mistake, and actually probably made a couple of mistakes. But look, the bread looks good, and it's edible, and my kids will eat it all up, and that's all that matters. So, give this recipe a try, or another no-knead recipe. You can go to breadtopia.com and look, they have a lot of recipes for no-knead bread. And it's, as long as you have bread, water, salt, and yeast, you can make bread. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.